Look down at a modern corporate office today, and you will see a perfectly engineered, infinitely repeating grid. Millions of people arrive every morning, trading their finite daily energy for a predictable bi-weekly deposit to maintain their place in the loop. The investor Kevin O'Leary describes a salary as the drug they give you to forget your dreams. That reliable paycheck acts as an emotional pacifier, numbing the ambition you had before you got comfortable. This comfort yields a very specific demographic known as Henrys, high earners, not rich yet. A professional pulling in a six-figure salary might look wealthy on paper, but they are entirely dependent on the next payroll cycle to cover their rising lifestyle costs. The Roman philosopher Cicero argued that those paid for mere manual labor rather than artistic skill receive a wage that acts as a pledge of their own slavery. In the classical era, true freedom was defined by the absolute absence of a master. Even the abolitionist Frederick Douglass, after securing his own freedom, observed that the massive power imbalance between a propertyless worker and an owning class made wage labor crushingly similar to the servitude he had escaped. The modern salary limits wealth accumulation by design. You are forced to exchange your most strictly non-renewable asset, your time, for a fixed amount of currency that you cannot independently scale. Economist Adam Smith noted that capital owners operate in a constant, quiet combination to prevent wages from rising above their actual rate. This ensures the bargaining advantage stays firmly with the employer. When you earn a standard salary, you are captured in the W-2 tax bracket. This is the most heavily penalized income class in the United States, where the government extracts its full share up front before you can deduct a single living expense. Then comes inflation. As the cost of housing, food, and energy climbs steadily each year, the standard 3% corporate raise fails to cover the difference. This chart shows the purchasing power of a fixed $100,000 salary over a 10-year period. As the red line of inflation and the blue line of taxation climb upward, the actual value of your take-home pay plummets. Attempting to save your way to financial independence strictly on a salaried income is mathematically engineered to fail. The system is calibrated to keep you running in place, exhausting your energy just to maintain your current standard of living. In 1958, the author John Steinbeck observed the alluring traps of modern life, coining the phrase golden handcuffs to describe situations that are highly attractive but completely inescapable. Corporations enforce these handcuffs by weaponizing a cognitive flaw called loss aversion. Humans are wired to feel the pain of losing an asset twice as intensely as the pleasure of gaining something new. This timeline illustrates how companies exploit that fear by backloading compensation into restricted stock units and multi-year bonuses. They dangle massive payouts just out of reach, forcing you to constantly chase a moving target to avoid leaving money on the table. To tighten the grip, employers add training repayment agreement provisions, or traps. If you resign before a specific date, you trigger an immediate financial penalty, forcing you to pay the company out of your own pocket to leave. Outside the office, high earners face sociological pressures. Professional environments demand premium clothing, luxury vehicles, and expensive networking habits. The stress of the job leads to impulse spending on conveniences and vacations just to self-soothe, inflating your baseline lifestyle costs. When people find themselves promising to stay for one more year to catch the next bonus or stock vest, they are acting exactly as the compensation structure designed them to. It is a precise psychological outcome engineered to maximize dependency. Many employees attempt to exit the loop by quitting to become independent freelancers, assuming that absolute control over their client list is the same thing as financial autonomy. But in the United States, self-employed individuals must pay the full 15.3% self-employment tax, double the rate of a salaried peer, while funding their own health insurance, their operational overhead, and retirement matching. A different framework for breaking systemic dependency comes from the statistician Nassim Nicholas Taleb. He advocates avoiding the dangerous middle ground of moderately risky career paths entirely. In Taleb's barbell strategy, you dedicate 90% of your professional life to a predictable job that covers basic survival and caps downside. The remaining 10% is deployed into highly speculative asymmetric risks, like a scalable side business, with unlimited upward potential. As that speculative 10% begins to generate real returns, you can aim for coast fire. This is the mathematical threshold where your accumulated capital already covers your traditional retirement, meaning you only need to work to cover your current groceries. Ultimately, a corporate salary can be reframed as temporary seed capital. You are using that predictable cash flow to purchase your own autonomy and permanently exit the architecture of dependency.